In a dramatic escalation of tensions between federal employees and the Trump administration, key government agencies including the FBI, State Department, and the Pentagon have publicly rebuffed Elon Musk's latest demand for accountability from government workers. This controversy not only highlights the chaotic atmosphere following Trump's recent return to the presidency but also raises questions about the sustainability and legality of Musk's aggressive management style. On February 24, 2025, it was reported that Musk, now positioned as a cost-cutting czar under the newly established Department of Government Efficiency DOGE, instructed federal employees to report their accomplishments from the previous week or face job termination. The ultimatum, which was framed as a pulse check, mandated that workers document 5 specific achievements within a 48-hour window. Musk's approach was supported by Trump, who had encouraged the billionaire to take a more aggressive stance in reducing government size. However, the response from federal agencies was swift and pointed. Agency leaders, many of whom are Trump appointees, advised their employees to ignore Musk's directive. The FBI will conduct reviews in accordance with FBI procedures, stated newly confirmed FBI Director Kash Patel, emphasizing that the Bureau would not comply with the unusual request. Similar sentiments were echoed by officials from the Departments of Defense, State, and Homeland Security, who instructed their employees to pause any response to Musk's inquiry. The mixed signals from different agencies have created an atmosphere of confusion within the federal workforce, which is already grappling with the repercussions of extensive job cuts and layoffs. Union leaders such as Everett Kelly, president of the American Federation of Government Employees, labeled Musk's directive as plainly unlawful and called for its immediate retraction. "We believe that employees have no obligation to respond to this plainly unlawful email absent other lawful direction," Kelly stated, underscoring the potential legal ramifications of Musk's demands. Critics, including some lawmakers from both parties, have expressed their concerns regarding the legality and ethics of Musk's ultimatum. Senator Chris Van Hollen, a Democrat from Maryland, asserted unequivocally that the actions he's taking are illegal. Meanwhile, Republican Senator John Curtis urged Musk to inject a sense of compassion into his management approach, stressing the real-life consequences of his directives on the livelihoods of federal workers. The situation escalated further when Musk took to social media, suggesting that a significant number of federal employees were not fulfilling their duties and implying that fraudulent practices might be taking place. He claimed that in some cases, "We believe non-existent people or the identities of dead people are being used to collect paychecks," a statement that has not been substantiated by any evidence. As Musk's management style is compared to past experiences in the private sector, the stark contrast with the federal bureaucracy becomes evident. While Musk's previous ventures, such as his leadership at Twitter, allowed for rapid changes and a more fluid employment environment, the U.S. federal government operates under a more rigid structure, complete with unions that are prepared to push back against perceived overreach. The ramifications of this conflict are still unfolding, with many federal employees bracing for potential job losses amid a broader push for efficiency that could sacrifice expertise and institutional knowledge. The ongoing fallout raises critical questions about the balance of power within the government and the role of corporate figures in public administration. As the situation develops, it remains to be seen how President Trump will respond to the backlash against Musk's approach. Will he rein in his ally, or will he continue to support this controversial strategy? One thing is certain: the intersection of business practices and government operations is under intense scrutiny, and the future of federal employment hangs in the balance. In a dramatic turn of events within the U.S. federal government, key agencies have pushed back against a controversial directive from Elon Musk, who is spearheading President Donald Trump's newly established Department of Government Efficiency DOGE. The order, which requires federal employees to document their weekly accomplishments or face job termination, has ignited a firestorm of dissent among civil servants, with major agencies such as the FBI, State Department, and Pentagon instructing their staff to disregard the ultimatum. Musk's instruction, communicated through an email from the Office of Personnel Management (OPM), mandated that employees report 5 specific accomplishments from the previous week by a short deadline. The message, however, lacked legal backing and has been met with confusion and resistance. The FBI, through the Office of the Director, is in charge of all of our review processes, stated newly appointed FBI Director Kash Patel, emphasizing that employees should pause any responses to Musk's demands for the time being. Other agencies echoed this sentiment, asserting that employees are not required to respond outside their established chain of command. The discord within the federal agencies highlights a significant rift as Trump's administration pushes for a slimmer government. This push is part of Trump's broader agenda to reduce federal spending, a promise he reiterated following his return to office. In the wake of Musk's directive, union leaders voiced their concerns, labeling the request as plainly unlawful and threatening legal action if it was not rescinded. "It is cruel and disrespectful to be forced to justify their job duties to this out-of-touch, privileged, unelected billionaire," remarked Everett Kelly, president of the American Federation of Government Employees, representing over 750,000 federal workers. Musk defended the initiative, referring to it as a very basic pulse check aimed at identifying inefficiencies within the workforce, which he claimed included instances of outright fraud. Yet critics, including some lawmakers from both parties, have condemned the approach as lacking compassion and potentially illegal. Senator Chris Van Hollen asserted unequivocally that Musk's actions were unlawful and called for accountability. The directive has not only exacerbated tensions between the administration and federal employees, but it has also exposed the chaotic nature of Musk's leadership within DOGE. The agency, which aims to cut waste and inefficiency, has already executed job cuts affecting thousands. Reports indicate that nearly 2,000 employees from the Department of Energy were abruptly dismissed, only to have many reinstated a day later due to oversight in communication. Moreover, the administration's claims of saving taxpayers billions have been scrutinized for accuracy, with errors in reported figures raising eyebrows about DOGE's operational integrity. As the controversy unfolds, the implications extend beyond the immediate workplace environment. The uncertainty created by DOGE's aggressive cost-cutting measures threatens to destabilize not just federal employee morale but also the essential services they provide. With significant layoffs already in play, the potential for further cuts looms large, leaving many workers anxious about their future. Looking ahead, the unfolding situation raises critical questions about the balance between efficiency and employee welfare within government operations. As federal agencies resist Musk's directive, the administration's next steps will be closely monitored. The push for a leaner government may resonate with some constituents, but the methods employed by Musk and Trump could lead to backlash that undermines their objectives. As public and political scrutiny intensifies, the future of both DOGE and the broader governmental structure remains uncertain, with the potential for significant changes in how federal services are managed and delivered. Tesla, the electric vehicle EV maker synonymous with innovation and disruption, is currently navigating a challenging landscape marked by stock price fluctuations, regulatory scrutiny, and competitive pressures. As of February 24, 2025, reports indicate that Tesla's stock has experienced a notable decline, primarily attributed to investor concerns over the company's ability to maintain its growth trajectory in a rapidly evolving market. In a recent analysis by Barron's, the downturn in Tesla's stock is seen as a reflection of broader market dynamics and internal challenges. Tesla is facing increasing competition not just from established automakers but also from a slew of new entrants in the EV space, the report highlights, noting that this competitive pressure is intensifying as more companies ramp up their production capabilities. The sentiment among investors appears to be shifting as they reassess Tesla's market position and future growth potential in light of these emerging rivals. Adding to the complexity of Tesla's current situation, the company is preparing to deploy its much-anticipated full self-driving FSD features in China, as reported by Bloomberg. This move is viewed as a critical step towards solidifying Tesla's foothold in one of the world's largest EV markets. However, the rollout comes at a time when the company has faced scrutiny over its autonomous driving technology, particularly regarding safety and regulatory compliance.
The deployment of FSD in China could provide Tesla with a significant competitive advantage, but it must navigate regulatory landscapes carefully to avoid pitfalls, analysts suggest. Moreover, recent actions taken by Tesla's leadership have raised eyebrows, particularly the layoffs at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA), which oversees vehicle safety and has been involved in investigations related to Tesla's self-driving technology. Transport Topics reported on February 24 that Elon Musk's team has been instrumental in instigating these cuts, which Musk has publicly criticized as detrimental to the advancement of self-driving technology. NHTSA's requirements for crash data reporting are seen as an impediment, Musk has stated, emphasizing his belief that such regulations hinder innovation. The NHTSA, in response to these cuts, has maintained that it will continue to enforce safety regulations across the automotive industry. Even with these modest efficiencies, NHTSA is still considerably larger today than it was 4 years ago, the agency noted, indicating that it remains committed to its mission of ensuring public safety despite the organizational changes. In the midst of these challenges, there are glimmers of optimism for Tesla. Investors Business Daily reported a rally in Tesla's stock following the announcement of the FSD rollout in China, suggesting that positive news can still sway investor sentiment. The juxtaposition of declining stock prices and potential growth opportunities illustrates the volatility inherent in the tech-driven automotive sector. As Tesla continues to grapple with its current challenges, the company's future will likely hinge on its ability to innovate while effectively addressing regulatory concerns. The outcome of its FSD deployment in China, along with its ongoing relationship with regulatory bodies like the NHTSA, will be critical to determining its trajectory in the coming months. Investors and industry watchers alike will be keenly observing how Tesla navigates this complex landscape. Balancing ambitious growth plans with the necessity of compliance and safety. In a significant advancement for lunar exploration, SpaceX is set to launch the Falcon 9 rocket carrying Intuitive Machines IM-2 mission on February 26, 2025 at 7:17 p.m. Eastern Time from Kennedy Space Center's Launch Complex 39A. This mission is particularly noteworthy as it marks the second flight for Intuitive Machines under NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services (CLPS) initiative, with the objective to demonstrate in situ resource utilization on the Moon's south pole. The upcoming launch is anticipated to be a pivotal step in lunar exploration, as it will deploy a lander equipped with a drill and mass spectrometer intended to analyze subsurface materials for volatile content. This mission aims to provide critical insights into the Moon's resources, which could pave the way for future human habitation and exploration endeavors. This is the first time we'll attempt to utilize on-site resources, and the data we collect could fundamentally change our approach to lunar exploration, stated a representative from Intuitive Machines. As excitement builds for the IM-2 mission, launch preparations are underway at Kennedy Space Center, where visitors can experience the launch from the Banana Creek viewing area. It is important to note that all transactions at the viewing area will be cashless, reflecting a growing trend towards digital payments in high-traffic environments. However, the launch of the Falcon 9 was not without its challenges. Earlier in the day, SpaceX faced a scrub of a different launch attempt from Cape Canaveral, which has raised questions about the readiness of their systems. The scrub was attributed to technical issues that the company is currently addressing. "We are closely monitoring our systems and making necessary adjustments to ensure a successful launch," said SpaceX representatives. Meanwhile, SpaceX is also gearing up for another crucial event on its schedule, Starship Flight 8. CEO Elon Musk has indicated that this test flight is expected to occur soon after the IM-2 launch. The previous flight, Starship Flight 7, ended in an unexpected failure, raising the stakes for the upcoming tests. Musk's confidence in the upcoming flight is palpable, as he noted that the innovations we are testing will be critical for future missions, including potential crewed missions to Mars. The launch of the IM-2 mission represents not only a continuation of SpaceX's innovative approach to space exploration, but also highlights the increasing collaboration between private companies and government agencies like NASA.
As space exploration efforts ramp up, the outcomes of these missions will be closely monitored as they could have lasting implications for humanity's future in space. As the date approaches, all eyes will be on Kennedy Space Center, where the excitement of a new chapter in lunar exploration is set to unfold. With the potential for groundbreaking discoveries and advancements in technology, the IM-2 mission and subsequent flight tests could very well define the next era of space exploration. The successful execution of these missions could lead to increased funding and support for future lunar and Martian initiatives, opening up new possibilities for scientific research and human presence beyond Earth. In a controversial turn of events, Elon Musk's directive to federal employees demanding accountability for their work has ignited significant backlash from various government agencies and labor unions. This move, which comes as part of Musk's role overseeing the newly established Department of Government Efficiency DOGE, requires federal workers to document 5 accomplishments from the previous week. Those who fail to comply could face the threat of job loss, as Musk indicated in a post on X, stating failure to respond will be taken as a resignation. The email from the Office of Personnel Management (OPM) sent over the weekend urged employees to submit their achievements by Monday at midnight, explicitly excluding classified information. However, the message has led to confusion and resistance among federal agencies. At least 3 departments, including the FBI and the State Department, have advised employees to disregard the email. Newly appointed FBI Director Kash Patel told staff to pause any responses, emphasizing that the FBI would handle performance reviews in accordance with its own procedures. Similarly, the Pentagon echoed this sentiment, reinforcing that it retains control over personnel evaluations. Musk's directive is framed as part of a broader initiative by former President Donald Trump, who has publicly praised Musk's efforts to streamline government functions. Speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference CPAC, Trump remarked that DOGE is waging war on government waste, fraud, and abuse, and expressed a desire for Musk to adopt a more aggressive approach in this pursuit. However, Musk's call for accountability has been met with strong opposition from labor leaders. Everett Kelly, president of the American Federation of Government Employees, condemned the directive as an affront to federal workers, asserting that it demonstrates utter disdain for their service. Critics of Musk's approach also question the practicality and legality of his directives. Questions arise regarding the enforceability of his threats, given that Musk, as a special government advisor, does not hold the authority to directly terminate federal employees. This has led to speculation about the potential repercussions of failing to comply with such demands. The controversy surrounding Musk's tactics mirrors previous strategies he employed at his company X, formerly Twitter. Reports indicate that Musk utilized a similar method when he acquired the social media platform, pressuring employees to justify their productivity through weekly reports. Former employees have since shared advice with federal workers, emphasizing the importance of maintaining records and communicating securely amidst the turmoil. As the situation unfolds, the implications of Musk's directive extend beyond the immediate workforce. The tension reflects broader themes of accountability and efficiency within government structures, raising questions about the balance between oversight and employee autonomy. Union representatives have vowed to challenge any unlawful terminations that may arise from the new mandates, indicating a potential legal battle ahead. Looking forward, the dynamics between Musk, the federal workforce, and the Trump administration will likely continue to evolve. As Musk's DOGE pushes for a more accountable government, the reactions from federal employees and the agencies they serve could shape the future of governmental operations and the ongoing discourse surrounding public service efficiency. With the deadline for employee responses looming, the next steps taken by both Musk and the agencies will be crucial in determining the trajectory of this contentious initiative. In a dramatic turn of events, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) has reached out to some of its recently terminated scientists, seeking to reinstate them just days after a sweeping dismissal of over 1,000 employees. Among those affected are individuals who were involved in the review of Neuralink, the brain implant company founded by Elon Musk. The FDA's decision to potentially rehire around 300 scientists highlights the tumultuous intersection of politics, regulatory oversight, and groundbreaking medical technology. The mass firings, which included approximately 20 staff members from the FDA's Office of Neurological and Physical Medicine Devices, were instigated by actions taken under the Trump administration. This significant reshuffling has raised concerns about the FDA's ability to effectively manage the regulatory processes for medical devices, including Neuralink's innovative brain-computer interfaces. Sources within the agency have indicated that while some of the dismissed employees are now being asked to return, the move may not be enough to stabilize the FDA's workforce or restore confidence in its operations. Reports suggest that the call for reinstatement was made following an intense period of scrutiny and criticism regarding the layoffs, particularly from industry insiders who noted the potential risks to public health and safety. "It's intimidating to the FDA professionals who are overseeing Neuralink's trial," commented Victor Krothamer, a former FDA official, emphasizing the ongoing concerns about the integrity of clinical trials amidst such upheaval. Neuralink, which aims to develop devices that could enable paralyzed individuals to control digital devices with their thoughts, has been under the FDA's watchful eye for safety considerations. The agency previously rejected Neuralink's request for clinical trials due to identified risks, but has since granted approval for ongoing studies. As the company presses forward, the potential re-emergence of experienced FDA staff could be pivotal in ensuring that the trials are conducted safely and effectively. Meanwhile, the political backdrop to these events is underscored by Musk's significant financial contributions to the Trump campaign, which some critics suggest may create conflicts of interest. Musk's influence has extended beyond Neuralink, as he has actively advocated for a reduction in federal workforce size across various agencies, including those that oversee his other ventures such as Tesla and SpaceX. This has led to questions about the appropriateness of such power dynamics in regulatory environments. In a parallel development, Guide Infrared, a Chinese brain-computer interface company, has claimed to have surpassed Neuralink's technological advancements, presenting a competitive challenge in the rapidly evolving field of neurotechnology. Guide Infrared's chairman Huan Li recently announced that their systems feature over 65,000 channels compared to Neuralink's 3072, alongside bidirectional communication capabilities. This assertion could signal a shift in the competitive landscape, pushing Neuralink to innovate further in response to emerging global players. As the dust settles from the recent upheaval at the FDA and with challenges from international competitors, the future of Neuralink and its technologies remains uncertain. The agency's ability to retain and rehire experienced personnel could be crucial in navigating the complex regulatory pathways necessary for the approval of cutting-edge medical devices. With ongoing trials and the potential for significant breakthroughs in neurotechnology on the horizon, the coming months will be crucial in shaping both the FDA's operational landscape and the trajectory of companies like Neuralink in the broader context of medical innovation.